Come on, mate, why would you want to join Newcastle in January? Hello guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you lot are all doing well, friends. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the nearly daily series here on Football Therapy, where I reflect on what's happening around the Blues, giving you my opinion on it, but hey, more importantly, asking for yours. And today we're going to be citing an article from Football.London, talking about a few things from Football.London actually. At the end, we're going to talk about Erling Haaland. His price package has been revealed to the club who will sign him in the summer. Ooh la la. I want to talk about Thomas Tuchel's comments on both Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who of course was sensational and has been kind of sensational so far this season, and Tuchel opens up about the tactical change that was made so Chelsea could beat Malmo. It wasn't his idea. Ooh, interesting. Settle in, friends, get comfortable. I'd ask you all to please do drop a like on the video because it does support me a lot and I really appreciate that. Dear sweet friends, you're welcome to subscribe if you're yet to do so. Alright then. Let's get into it. So, like I said at the top of the video, we'll be citing some information from Football.London from a couple of different articles to get Thomas Tuchel's quotes on both the tactical switch and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I want to also elaborate on a few things I've heard Thomas Tuchel said about Ruben Loftus-Cheek and how he could be more and more important for us, Chelsea. And we're only just about a month away. Well, we are a month away from the next transfer window, so I do want to talk about Erling Haaland because that story won't go away. And ever since Thomas Tuchel said, yeah, maybe he can play with Lukaku, yeah, maybe things could work, people are still thinking, really? Could Chelsea buy Haaland to play next to Lukaku? It's off the bat, it sounds pretty silly, but hey, it'll be interesting to learn about that price package regardless. Cool, so let's start with the tactical switch. Chelsea, of course, beat Malmo last night in the Champions League after a switch was made, swapping both Callum Hudson-Odoi and Hakim Ziyech around, and that's how Chelsea ultimately scored the goal. So it was the perfect tactical switch. Thomas Tuchel was asked about this in his post-match presser, and he admits it wasn't him who came up with it, which was really interesting. Let's read the quote from Thomas Tuchel now. All the credit has to go to my assistant, brackets Arno Michels. He came up with the idea. We liked it. We wanted to have two right-footed players down the right-hand side, two left-footed players down the left-hand side. We had the feeling that maybe we could enter into the spaces behind Malmo's low block, that we may be losing important seconds if they have to switch the ball back onto their strong foot. Tuchel goes on to say, maybe even saving tenths of a second. Look, this is really important for me because this shows, obviously, there's a humble nature about Thomas Tuchel. For him actually consulting his coaches, his assistants, and saying, yeah, you know, what we're doing here, boys, what we're going to do. Almost like a sort of Ted Lasso effect, you know what I mean? That sort of open, like, right, we're a team here, boys. What do you think we should do? Okay, let's go for it. We all win? Let's do it. And not only him doing that in a game, which is hugely positive, but afterwards coming out and admitting that and offering all the credit to said coach. I think that's hugely positive, and I'm very pleased to hear that. And it makes you feel almost a little bit more safer, like they're a consulting team, and that's what you want. You want a team in every sense of the word. So I'm very pleased about that, and I wanted to share it with you guys, but also I want to share to you what he said about Reuben Loftus-Cheek. So let's move on to the next part of the video and talk about Big Reuben. Friends, if you're long-term fans of Football Therapy, you will know that I absolutely ruddy love Reuben Loftus-Cheek. I think he's a technically gifted player. I think he's strong as an ox. He glides through the pitch. He does everything well. He can win headers. He can hold up the ball. He demonstrated most of his skill set in the Champions League midweek. Granted, not against the best opposition, but in a sort of difficult atmosphere and still a Champions League game. But we've seen Reuben Loftus-Cheek perform at the highest level before, and it's the ultimate feel-good story that he's finding a place back in Thomas Tuchel's team. Let's jump into the quotes from Thomas Tuchel, the Chelsea manager, speaking about Reuben Loftus-Cheek. He fought his way through, Tuchel said. Maybe it's symbolic that he didn't disappear or stay invisible. He wants to dominate opponents, not just to be part of the game, because I think he's too talented to just be part of the group. He needs to use his full potential. This is the absolute key for him, and if he does, he can be a big part of the squad, and that's why I'm very happy. He was involved in a lot of dangerous moments for us, and I'm happy he pushes himself through these little downs like in the first 15 minutes and comes up with a strong performance. He's too talented to not be part of the group. Absolutely incredible to see. Such a dynamic difference maker in this team. Like I said after the 2019 season, when Eden Hazard wasn't doing it, it was Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Of course, Ruben was playing a bit more as an advanced 8 then, but they were, Hazard was jinking and dribbling through, and Ruben Reuben was dribbling through, but also he was using his strength and opposition players bounce off him. I'm delighted that Thomas Tuchel is into him. He said before in press conferences he reminds him of Michael Ballack. It's been reported that behind the scenes he's come up to Ruben Loftus-Cheek and said to him directly that, how have you not played for Chelsea more? You're like so good. Do you know what I mean? Fueling his belief. Of course, Thomas Tuchel doesn't know all the sort of mitigating circumstances that has come with Ruben Loftus-Cheek not playing, whether it's Mourinho not believing in him or, you know, injuries or manager changes, etc. Lots of stuff like that. The truth is, big Ruben Loftus-Cheek can be the difference maker for us. We're all praying, fingers crossed, everything crossed in fact, that he doesn't get another injury and he can maintain this good form in the side. And I think he could be a starter for Chelsea moving forwards. Why not? Do you know what I mean? Even if we have to play a three-man midfield to accommodate him, I genuinely feel like he's the difference maker in terms of controlling the game and also playing out of the press. In moments when we played Manchester City and we got dominated and lost that game earlier in the season, had we had more ball progressors, ball carriers to escape that opposition press, not always having to pass your way out, someone with confidence and strength to just know, I'm gonna take this ball myself up the pitch, look no further than Ruben Loftus-Cheek, ladies and gentlemen. Right, let's move on to the next part of the video and talk about Erling Haaland and maybe a little bit of Eden Hazard. So Erling Haaland's prize package has been revealed, or certainly speculated, by Timo Werner's agent, interestingly enough. I do want to quickly speak about Eden Hazard because he's been linked with Chelsea Football Club again, or indeed he's been linked with a January transfer away from Real Madrid because Ancelotti is not interested in him. And I kind of understand. He's got Vinicius Jr. now playing there, looking really, really good indeed. And he wants to flog Eden Hazard to either Newcastle or Chelsea Football Club. First of all, why would Eden Hazard, who has, you know, I've said before, I said this in a tweet, his heart was at Chelsea, his dream was at Real Madrid, why would he go to Newcastle United? Absolutely no reason. I think this is just one of those silly, sensational headlines. Sure, he's not playing the best football and he's been injured a lot, and maybe he's not the best player again after he's broken his ankle twice. I mean, that was his own words. He might not be the same player. But Newcastle, are they going to pay 400k a week, the money that he earns at Real Madrid? Almost certainly not. It's, you know, even though they can spend a bit of money in a rebuild, there's still financial fair play. They're not going to put that wage on one player like that. They just won't do it. Now, would I have him back at Chelsea? My heart always overrides my head when it comes to Eden Hazard. I know a lot of you guys in the comments always say, yeah, and it's madness. And maybe it is. But even if it's just almost back as a mascot, just let him be at Chelsea again. Back at the bridge, hanging out with his mates. His house, I think he's still got his house at Cobham. Comes on every now and again, does some magic. If he's feeling good, I'm here for it. Provided it's an astronomically cheap price, let him train with Callum Hudson-Odoi again, like he did under Maurizio Sarri. I think it could be great. I think it could be great. As long as there's no pressure to play him all the time, like Cristiano Ronaldo at Manchester United, which there absolutely wouldn't be, I can imagine, with Hazard. I'm not even sure I'd want to come back. And you know what? I'm not going to speak about this any longer, because a lot of you, I can imagine, are getting angry with me in the comments. But like I said, heart over head when it comes to Eden Hazard. Right, let's move on and let's read this quote regarding Erling Haaland's prize package in the summer. Breaking! Chelsea learn Erling Haaland price. Chelsea and Manchester United have been told the astronomical price that they will have to pay next summer if they are going to acquire the services of Borussia Dortmund star Erling Haaland. Quote, Haaland has a release clause. The entire package with a 5-year salary and commission for the agent will probably be on the border of 250 to 300 million euros. Brackets, 254 million pounds. Volker Struth revealed, who apparently is Timo Werner's agent. Now, why is Timo Werner's agent speaking about Erling Haaland's potential pay package and speaking with such confidence like he knows how much this is going to be? Maybe because he does know how much it's going to be. Maybe he's heard the rumours of how much wages he would demand, which is probably set in stone, and how much money big fat Mino Raiola the Goblin Demon King would want as an agent's fee. We know that guy loves money and burgers and money. Guys, this is interesting because he's going to be one of the big sensational transfers of next summer. It's interesting because Thomas Tuchel has recently commented, maybe he could come, let's see what happens in the next weeks. I don't know, maybe. You know, also commenting on whether he could play together with Romelu Lukaku. I don't think Lukaku would necessarily like the sound of that, otherwise you can't drop Lukaku. Certainly the likes of Timo Werner and Kai Havertz, who has been playing as a striker of late, won't like the sound of that. But Thomas Tuchel has come out recently and says you need your strikers to score a lot of goals. Maybe he sees a strike partnership of Erling Haaland and Romelu Lukaku being a potent super goal. I mean, it would be. They're two of the best 5 strikers in the world in one team, that would be incredible. He could go to Man United because of Edinson Cavani's old, Cristiano Ronaldo's old. I'm not so sure. I think maybe Manchester City would look at him a bit closer. I'm not sure what's going on with Harry Kane. I know that they wanted Kane, Kane wanted them. Kane's dropped off a bit. Now Antonio Conte's in the mix. What's going to happen there? Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Comment down below on this situation, this story. I want to hear your thoughts on Hazard, Haaland, everything. If you have enjoyed this content today, I'd really appreciate if you drop a like on the video. It does mean a lot to me. So much, friends. So I really do appreciate all of you who come and view and engage with my content. And to those of you who are new or who have yet to subscribe to this channel, I'd urge you to subscribe. And to everyone, I would actually like to remind you to maybe turn the bell notifications on or make sure the notifications, all notifications are on. Because I've noticed recently on my channel, very, very low percentage of subscribers are getting notified about my uploads. So if you could do that, that would be absolutely great. Thank you so much, friends. Enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, bitch.